Welcome back. We're here at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Mark Thompson, Matt Hetherington, and boy, do we have a treat for you. North American Continental Youth Olympic Games, the qualification tournaments, that we're at the men's semifinal and a matchup of two guys that know each other very well. The #1 rated junior player in the United States of America, Kanak Jha, taking on the left-hander, Nikhil Kumar. And this promises to be a knockdown drag-out between these two guys. A lot of power on the table here, Matt Hetherington, and I'm sure there's also going to be plenty of strategy between these two young gentlemen.
Absolutely, and Nikhil, I'm sure, will have gone away after the national final. Of course, he lost that in straight games. Kanak was playing unbelievably well, went through the whole tournament without losing a set. So I'm sure Nikhil's probably looked over that match prior to this semi-final matchup between the two of them. Again, both players here have very experienced and knowledgeable coaches in their corner, so
it's an interesting position for Kanak Jha. He's been an Olympian. It was in 2016 and down in Rio de Janeiro. And now he's playing for a spot to play in the Youth Olympics, but I'm sure he does not degrade this opportunity at all. This is a tremendous opportunity for an honor to represent the United States of America in the Youth Olympic Games, which are going to be in Buenos Aires in October of 2018. And somebody's moving on. This is the semifinal matchup, and Jha will start with the serve.
And a great start. We're going to see a lot of steady play from Kanak, but I'm really interested to see how his game's progressed while he's been away in Germany. Obviously, just after the World Table Tennis Championships, Senior Table Tennis Championships, which both of these players were at, representing the United States, Kanak Jha has been in Germany playing table tennis competitively and training. So, again, a lot more coming to his game. Every time he goes away and comes back to the United States, we see a lot more development with his game. And see, there's an example of that steady, very steady play. Not really phased by Nikhil Kumar attacking. He'll return a lot of balls onto the table.
That's got to leave Nikhil kind of shaking his head after that point right there, because he hit several good shots. Good power push backhand that time by Jha to the deep right corner, and Kumar unable to dig that one out. Down 4-0 in game one, despite the fact that he's gone off to a good start.
What a great shot. One of the things that Kanak has always been really good at is not overplaying the ball. He knows exactly how much power he needs to play. And he always looks for placement that he knows can win him the point, even if he only has to play with 50% power.
That's a good return that time by Nikhil Kumar. Hit a strong backhand to the backhand side of Jha. He had difficulty with it, and Kumar's on the board. Of course, these gentlemen have going to play a lot during the U.S. Open, which this is kind of the presage to the U.S. Open. This event that we've got, a one-day spectacular event. 16 top juniors in Canada and America. Both men and women battling for one available spot for the men, one available spot for the women in the Youth Olympic Games. And we're going to determine that before the end of the night. This is the semifinal matchup on one side between Kanak Jha and Nikhil Kumar. And of course, over on table two, we've got the other semifinal going on. And we've got Jeremy Hazen, who the lone Canadian remaining, taking on one of my favorites from when I saw him in the Nationals was Victor Liu.
So in this first game, probably one of the more decisive first games we've seen here on table one today, it's Kanak Jha who's taken the reins. He's had some very impressive results this year. Kanak Jha, Argentina Junior Open champion, Pan American Junior champion, last 64 of the World Championships. Of course, recently coming back, both players at the World Junior Championships where they played for the USA, and Kanak in the team event an incredibly impressive 9-1 result.
And he's up 9-3 here in game one. And you can tell that Nikhil Kumar kind of shaking his head. And I don't blame him, because he's hit some good shots here in this first game, and Jha has had an answer for most of it. That drop shot does not get over the net, so it's 9-4. Kanak Jha, of course, the reigning national champion. It's going to be very interesting to see how he matches up against some of this international competition during the U.S. Open.
Well, of course, he's the second seed for the men's singles with a ranking of 200 in the world now. So he'll have a little bit of a nicer draw.
Sometimes people would hear 200 in the world and think, that's not very good. You got to be kidding me. To be 200 in the world, you got to be a real player.
Especially at this age. To be ranked 200 in the men's, I mean, he's only just turned 17. So
and that does it for game one. Kanak Jha makes short order of Nikhil Kumar in the first game of this best of 7. We'll go back into his corner and talk with Stefan Feth, one of the individuals who's a national team coach. We haven't talked much yet about Jorg Bitzagayo, who is the high performance director of USATT, and the program that he's putting together, trying to build this young team in the U.S. national team, which is a very young team, and try to build them into ultimately an international powerhouse. He's got his work cut out for him, but he's got a program and a plan in mind.
yeah, and they've had a great year so far this year. I think across all of the junior events, whether it's been Pan American Junior Championships, even in the senior men's and women's team events. Of course, Lily Zhang won the Pan American Cup, which was a huge result. Kanak Jha qualified to the Men's World Cup. So, you know, both senior and junior level, and it's a good sign for the USA because a lot of their senior teams are now made up of young players. So there's a lot of future potential there. And of course, we've seen that throughout today in this Youth Olympic Games competition. There are already players in this age bracket, the likes of Nick Teo, Nikhil Kumar, Kanak Jha, that have already played a senior world championships for the US.
Well, that's a good shot by Kumar there. Inside out drive down the forehand side to Kumar's left. Just a straight winner. Start off game two. Another good shot. Good attack on the left side of the table coming across the body of Jha. And Kumar up 2-0 here in game two.
Of course, these two had a very close match at the beginning of this year in the US national team trial. I think it was full 7 games. And Kanak Jha managed to win that encounter.
It was set up on the forehand side for Jha, and he dumped it in the net. Not happy about that. Now down 3-1 here in game two, and Kumar gaining a little bit of positive momentum. Excellent rally.
Good changes in placement from Kanak Jha. This is almost going to feel, at that pace, even with the changes in placement, it's going to feel too much like it's a training drill for Kanak Jha, I think. I mean, he's doing this on a daily basis now for hours. That kind of play, I don't think is really going to work.
When you say that not really work, do you mean not work here in this match or not work long term for him as an international player?
I mean, as a strategy, it's not going to work for Nikhil. I mean, I don't think he wants to play long rallies. He's got to apply more pressure and play a little bit stronger, or play really good angles, or like changes in pace and speed. But at this that rally, or a few of these rallies at that steady, consistent, same pace, I don't think that's going to give Kanak Jha too much trouble.
Oh, good change up that time by Kumar. Went short and then put himself in a position for the inside-out forehand down the left side of the table on the forehand side of Jha. And Kumar with a little bit of a nice positive run here in game two. Umpire
just reminding him to keep his palm flat. And he throws the ball up for a serve.
So I got a break there. It went off the top of the net, landed in, and Kumar was unable to handle it, despite the fact that he's got a long range. Kumar is a tall, lanky young man, and he's able to reach around the table. And now with a little positive self-talk, he finds himself up by 4, 7-3 here in game 2. Jha having to regroup.
Well, I mean, so far in the first couple of matches of the tournament, Kanak Jha has won both 4-0, so he hasn't really been tested too much yet.
An unforced error that time by Kumar. When you're playing a guy of the quality of Kanak Jha, you can't have very many shots where you're set up in your power position and just miss the table.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't expect Nikhil to miss a shot like that. It was a little bit inside the elbow, but only took a small footwork adjustment, would have given him that point. And now Kanak Jha brings it to within 1. It's a bit of a contrast here in character and mentality of the two of these players out on the table. Nikhil's got a bit more of an explosive character. Looks like we've got a good rally coming here.
A couple of good backhand punches that time by Jha. He's very comfortable on the backhand side.
Yeah, I mean, all round, he's always been very composed. Don't often see him getting too agitated or too pumped up. There's just kind of a zone that he gets into where he's very stable and very consistent. I guess in a similar way to a player like Crystal Wong, he just finds his comfort zone and stays there. And it doesn't really matter what the other person's doing. I mean, Nikhil Kumar got off to a great start in this game, but Kanak Jha doesn't let that phase him. Every point, one by one, and I've interviewed him a few times for various pieces for the website of USA Table Tennis. And one thing that he always brings up is that he never anticipates anything. He never expects anything during a tournament. It's very much one point at a time, one match at a time. He never looks too far forward. It's always kind of what's right in front of him. And I think that really helps him focus on the task at hand.
Now, Nikhil Kumar, pretty pleased after that point. Leading by a point at 9-8 with the serve here in game 2. Down 1-0, but the battle is way back in.
And a soft little backhand there from Kanak Jha.
Punch by Kumar too long, and now at 9-9. It's a good example of what you were talking about, Matt Hetherington, that Jha was down deep in this game, but he is very composed and poised, no panic, and has brought himself back to even now at 9-9. And now Kumar with a game point. Jha serving. See what kind of serve he comes here at 9-10. A let serve.
Nice steady opening there.
Couple of short balls for the players, and ultimately Kumar shot off the net and just missed going long. Back to deuce here at 10-10. Jha not happy about that second open for him.
Yeah, it was a nice positive serve return for him, but Nikhil Kumar was just waiting for it.
And it's off the net now, Nikhil Kumar. is on the board at 1 game apiece, 12-10 after getting beaten rather handily in game 1 at 11-4. He comes back at 12-10 and ends up winning game 2. It's got to be a positive element within his psyche to realize that Kanak Jha is not invincible.
Definitely. I mean, last time he played Kanak Jha, Kanak ran through the whole men's national draw to beat everybody 4-0. And then today he's beaten both the players he's faced 4-0. So Nikhil's the first American player to win a game off him for a little while. And especially after the last time they played when he lost 4-0, it's good for him to get on the board this early.
If I was coaching Kanak Jha, not just necessarily wouldn't be that upset about that, because it certainly a good developmental element to have to go through difficult moments. If everything's too easy, they have a way of getting kind of soft mentally and physically. And not that I would expect Kanak Jha to get soft in either phase of his game, because just knowing this kid, and I don't know him well, I've just had a little bit of interaction with him. He's one of those people who seems to be very disciplined, very driven, and very positive. We'll see how it comes out here after losing that game 2 to Kumar.
And gets caught on his backhand across the forehand line there. Not the best position to be in.
Good backhand that time by Kumar into the backhand of Jha, and he couldn't handle it.
And we can just see that steady momentum starting to build for Nikhil Kumar. Just more and more confidence as he takes more and more points. And there he is, great opening and then a strong follow-up.
Now up 3-0 here in game 3. Real strong, powerful forehand. Took the big swing on that one as well, but didn't find the table. And now Jha's on the board.
Gonna have to see a little bit more grind from Kanak Jha. Just a little more direct with his shot making. Right now, there's a few balls going over the end or maybe a little bit off the side.
That was one that he definitely felt he should have buried and just missed the table.
And goes for the topspin serve, but Nikhil Kumar did a great job of keeping that return low. I feel maybe Kanak Jha expected it to be a little higher as he stepped in there to take that flip over the table. You can see as soon as the ball comes up, he steps in, but the ball's already started dropping by the time he contacts. And right now, big momentum swing in favor of Nikhil Kumar, 6-1 up. And that's
an unforced error there. We don't like
cut a little bit of slack for Kanak Jha.
Yeah, that's one of those that I hate to give away.
And a little bit passive from Kanak Jha. One of the really challenging things for him as a young player, and I know he has a lot of international experience for his age, but coming back to your home country after being overseas training in a much more intense and stronger environment, there's a lot of expectation on you. And building up to this event, whether it's been through the website or through our Facebook page or even Kanak's Facebook page, I know the Olympic channel even sent out a video, posted a video saying good luck to Kanak. There is quite a lot of expectation for him to perform at this event. And playing against your old teammates when you have really invested more and more into the game can be difficult, especially when you find yourself in a position where you're not ahead.
And he's behind right now, rather deeply, 9-3. Nikhil Kumar, who is very deeply into what we heard in his earlier match as well. A lot of positive self-talk. Jha is just not at the top of his game right now. Forced that one a bit off the top of the net and out, and now facing game point.
Pops that one over the end. Big uphill battle here for Kanak Jha, 4-10 down. So these few points, I mean, I've said it before in a couple of matches, even if Kanak isn't able to come back and win this set, even if he takes 3 or 4 points here, I mean, Nikhil Kumar's been on such a strong run in this game. So even if he can get it closer, it kind of shuts the gap between that momentum shift.
And he's done that to a degree here, but that's going to be off the net and out, and Nikhil Kumar has turned the momentum in his favor and now is up 2-1 on the defending national champ, and clearly the favorite in this event as well, which is the North American Continental Youth Olympic Games. It's a qualification tournament, very interesting setup. 16 top young men, 16 top young women going at it. One of those 16 persons is going to be guaranteed of a berth in the Youth Olympic Games, which are upcoming in 2018 in Buenos Aires. A lot on the line. And Kanak Jha goes back to the corner to talk with Stefan Feth and get an idea of how to rewrite the ship. And from Nikhil Kumar's side, you're just like, push him back out, keep it going. Let's not stop. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, I think so far during this match, Kanak's been a little bit too soft. In the first game, it worked okay for him because Nikhil hadn't really started that build of momentum and confidence that he has built up now, where he's 2-1 up. I think there just needs to be a little bit more pressure in Kanak's shots. He needs to step a little bit away from being too consistent and passive and really try and take opportunities. I mean, he's stepped up and played so well against international players on many occasions this year and been aggressive when he needs to be. And I think right now he needs to be a little more aggressive when he's in the rally. And that's a good start for him. You know, I mean, he's been through so much training, whether it's physical training or on-the-table training, mental training. He has the game to be able to take control of the table, but I don't feel like he has been, especially in the last 2 games. So I think now, coming out here, if he wants to get the game swinging back in his favor, he needs to initiate more and he needs to stay in control of the point. I think if he plays too soft, Nikhil's going to be on top of him.
Now 2-1, the backhand off the edge of the table, and you can tell Jha had to adjust quickly just to get the paddle on the ball at all, and ended up driving it wide. Jha with the serve, leading 2-1 here in game 4. Now 2-2 with Nikhil Kumar, the upstart.
And a slow opening there from Kanak. Backhand flip, left the whole table open. This game is crucial for Kanak Jha. He does not want to be down 3-1 against Nikhil Kumar. It's a lot of pressure to be in the semi-final of a once-in-a-lifetime qualification tournament. To be down 3-1, it's a really, really big uphill struggle. Not just in terms of points, but mentally as well.
Nikhil's done a good job of fighting off the early surge, now finding himself up 5-2 here in game 4. Jha with the serve, and I think that his coach, Stefan Feth, calling the timeout here to give Jha an opportunity to come back and regroup one more time. Jha started this game 4 on a very positive note, but Kumar did an excellent job of taking the punch and counter-punching here in game 4. And he does seem to be riding the wave of momentum that he's had for the last 2 games.
I think Kanak's really going to have to tighten up on his short game. I mean, we've seen him come in receiving serve. When he's receiving short serve and he flips the ball, sometimes it's a little bit too soft. On the opposite occasion, when he serves and the ball comes back short, maybe they play short a bit, but then when he takes the chance to flip from that ball, he's been playing too hard. So, you know, I think there's a little bit of shot selection that he needs to work with, and really focusing on those tight plays. Maybe he can drop the ball short again. Maybe he can push out long. Maybe he can play soft-ish, but look for really, really strong placement with the first ball.
Oh, I think Kumar wanted that one. He had the push in the middle of the table. The ball had bounced up high and just missed.
And there's a good play from Kanak. Not overly risky, but enough pace to make a difference.
And now I think we're going to get a timeout from the other side of the court as Nikhil Kumar heading over to his corner. It's interesting that his coach sensed that something had shifted when Jha had come back onto the table, and you could almost feel it. Yeah. And he's going to try to take that momentum back one more time here.
Yeah, and it's funny. I mean, these are not just good coaches. These are awarded coaches. Of course, last year, Stefan Feth was U.S. National Olympic Coach of the Year. That was the award that he was given. And Tao Wen-Zhang was the U.S. National Developmental Coach of the Year. So from the 4 or 5 national coaching awards, the players, or the coaches that are on the benches for these players are 2 of those highly recognized coaches at national level. And you can see, I mean, the difference between these 2 timeouts. They can recognize these momentum shifts or these changes, or even if they see a tactical shift, and they just try and shut it off as soon as they can. But now here we are, 2-1, 5-4. Both timeouts are gone now. So there's a lot more pressure on the players now to do thinking for themselves. They will know how important this game is towards the end result of this match. And Nikhil Kumar opens up a gap down that backhand side. Again, Kanak Jha a little bit soft coming back to that corner.
Time Kumar tried to answer the short shot with one of his own, but caught the net. And Jha picks up a point to draw within 2. 7-5. Nikhil Kumar up 2-1. Game 4 of the men's semifinals.
And the ball bounces a little bit short.
Kumar up by 3 at 8-5.
Nice and steady there from Kanak Jha. Goes inside out. But Nikhil Kumar finds the opportunity to counter. Big point for Nikhil Kumar.
Great rally for both players. Kumar was deep off the table. He was a good 15 to 18 feet off the table, just getting the ball back, and patiently waited that one out, won the point.
Looks like a little bit more misjudgment.
Another game point. 5 game points for Nikhil Kumar, up 2-1 already. And that does it for game 4, and Nikhil Kumar has opened up a 3-1 lead on Kanak Jha, losing the first game in what seemed to be dominating fashion by Jha, 11-4, but bouncing back. Big 12-10 victory in game 2. And now straight games somewhat dominating, 11-6, 11-5 for Kumar. 3 consecutive wins here in games, and finds himself on the brink of knocking out the reigning U.S. national champion and avenging that loss at the U.S. Nationals.
Yeah, I think so far the kind of shift of control in this match has been quite interesting. Usually Kanak Jha is a player who can really stay in good control of a match, and I think it's gotten away from him here. I think Nikhil's playing really well, and he's playing really tight table tennis in the serve and receive areas. I feel Kanak Jha's made a few misjudgments. Maybe the ball's been a bit shorter than he's prepared for, or a bit lower, and that's caused him a lot of trouble in these small exchanges. I mean, I know it's very challenging. Sometimes it will look like Nikhil is pushing out a little bit, but the ball still comes short, and I know because last year at the US Open I played him on this table. So I can see where there are challenges here coming for Kanak Jha, especially in the serve and receive and short play.
Good shot down the line that time by Kumar, starting off game 5 with a nice point in his favor.
And a big counter there from Nikhil Kumar. There, that confidence is starting to grow again. Nice combination of shots from Kanak Jha. Good to see him trying to be more aggressive.
One of the better points he's played in the last couple of games. Now, tied things at 2 here in game 5. Down 3-1. Jha trying to find some life here against Nikhil Kumar, who has been quite the competitor and is in control of this match at the moment.
And a great serve and third ball opening from Kanak. That initiative, I think the last few points, just being more assertive, not necessarily being too aggressive, but being more assertive and taking initiative. That is what we need to see from him.
There he goes again there, Matt. That was a good job of being the aggressor on the point. You could tell Kumar was deep off the table and didn't have much hope on that particular finish.
I mean, really, if he can initiate the points and get into those rallies as the aggressor in the point, there's not too much risk for him. He is already a player who has a very high level of consistency, whether he's on the defense or on the attack. So there's not too much risk for him being more aggressive. Super job of picking up the net there.
Both players, and Jha ends up with the point. Did show the athleticism of Kanak Jha. He was able to react as that ball hit the top of the net and get in quickly. It's a miss hit by Jha. Seemed like it came off the edge of the paddle and wide, but now Jha leading 6-3 with the serve here in game 5. Down 3-1 to Nikhil Kumar, the left-hander.
And there, another example of one point we saw in very early in this match of a long, fast serve, almost to the middle of Nikhil's forehand. Really not a shot that he wants to miss.
And that time, Jha just blocked a couple shots back, and Kumar answered with an error, which he hasn't had much of during this game. That's what he can't afford.
And I mean, it really has been, like I've said before, a few points that have shifted, you know, fed the confidence of Kanak Jha. He came out at the start of this set and he was the initiator, and he took a few more opportunities, tried to play on the front foot a bit more, and he won a few points, and now he has a 4-point lead. So bit of a confidence shift here.
And that's off the top of the rack at that time and long, and Kumar with a couple of points in a row now is drawn back within 3. Kanak Jha with the serve leading 8-5 here in game 5. Oh, great shot.
Play.
Kumar hanging tough and got the forehand and drove it down the line. Now within 2. The big crowd here at the Las Vegas Convention Center around table number 1. Very excited after that play. Very appreciative.
Good placement there from Kanak Jha. Obviously, when you step that far across onto your forehand side playing backhand, you've got to make sure that you don't give your opponent a chance to play comfortably into the open table.
Oh, great return by Kumar after a power shot by Jha. Looked like it had Kumar on the defensive, but he was able to get the paddle on it, get it back across the table, across the net and onto the table.
Big opportunity here. Kanak Jha needs to close out really with these 2 serves. At least one of these points. And he'll get one of them. Just a steady change across from backhand to forehand side.
Oh, huge game point for Kanak Jha. Up by 3 at 10-7. Triple game point in game 5. Down 3 games to 1. And serve. Oh, great
and
shot by Kumar.
Puts it around the net.
Off the edge and landed it on the edge.
Great pickup there.
Just dug that one right off the floor. And now the serve shifts back to Kumar. And he's back to within 1. Staves off a couple of game points. Still game point for Jha. 9-10, Kumar serving.
I feel Kanak definitely needs to win this point to break that pressure. And he does.
Big win for Kanak Jha in game 5. Now down 3 games to 2 to the youngster upstart Nikhil Kumar. Kumar with some brilliant shots after looking like he was really on the ropes deeply in that game 5. He battled his way back, and Jha was able to hold him off and win game 5, 11-9.
Have more and more people just steadily pouring in. Like many things in the table tennis world, in a small sport, news travels fast. So I imagine this will have reached the corners of the stadium that Nikhil Kumar is in quite a strong position still here against Kanak Jha.
That's why I was telling people, get your tickets to the final table on Thursday at the Foundry early. Even here at table 1 at the Las Vegas Convention Center, they're trying to encourage everybody to make sure that they've got a seat. They don't want people moving around in the background of the players. It's one of the things you don't talk about much, but when you're playing on the court, the background that you're playing into is very critical. Earlier in the match, there was a gentleman that had a light on of some type, and the umpire had actually stood up and asked him to turn the light off. But something as simple as that can distract a player out on the court very easily.
Yeah, I mean, even sometimes the entry passes to the hall, the credentials passes can reflect light. Big start here from Kanak Jha. He goes inside out. Wow,
great point.
Fantastic start.
Tremendous saves
players.
by Kumar after several slams in a row by Jha. And the point does go to Jha, but not without much trepidation there. Kumar
There's
missed
a
down
bit
the
of
line.
frustration from Nikhil Kumar, and I talked about this in his previous match on table 1. There's quite a significant difference in the level of his play when he's pumped up and when he's in the opposite direction. So for him to stay in this match is very important for him to manage his frustrations.
Couple good blocks by Jha, but then Kumar stays right in and drives it down the line.
Very hard to keep up at any level when somebody's playing with a good balance of power and placement.
Jha leading 2-1 here in game 6.
And that is a point that's going to frustrate him. You can see he looks pretty disappointed putting that serve long off the end.
Go to the USATT homepage.
That one gets into the net, and of course you can't discount the experience of Kanak Jha in circumstances like this.
Yeah, I mean, he's a player who relishes a challenge. And as I said, he has had some pretty substantial wins this year at the World Championships. He beat Adrian Chrisan, who was formerly top 10 in the world. So that was probably a career win for him. So, you know, he knows how to deal with this pressure. We haven't seen him crack. He's hasn't cracked under the pressure. He still looks very kind of calm and collected.
Excellent point. Kumar started that off with a brilliant return off the serve of Jha, and then it was power shots and counter punches between the two players. And ultimately it's Kumar who takes the point and the lead at 4-3.
And another great initiation there from Kanak Jha. He's definitely started from the beginning of the last game to show more aggression and to take more opportunities. I'm sure Stefan Feth would have really impressed that upon him. Not to play too soft, and you can see that the quality of his strokes has improved a little bit. He's adding more pressure. The ball's going deeper on the table a little bit faster, so Nikhil Kumar has less time to react.
It's a good example of it on that last point, Matt. Now up 5-4 Jha. Good forehands by Kumar down the line, and the second one got behind Jha, and we're back at even at 5-5. In game 6, Nikhil Kumar leading 3-2. He's up 3-1. And
yeah, you'll see there just on that replay, Kanak Jha really didn't do enough to place that second ball into the body. He doesn't want to give Kumar any chances to follow up on his first ball. If he's going to play passively or a little bit defensively, then he has to make sure his placement is really, really strong. And right now, Nikhil Kumar, 7-5 and 3-2. A huge opportunity here for an upset for Nikhil Kumar.
big point right here. Kumar with the serve, up by 2 and up by a game.
Very, very good recovery from Kanak Jha. Shows a great level of maturity to stay that composed when the ball hits the net. And I think that might be the third time he's managed to win the point after the ball's hit the net. And we're even again.
2 big points there for Kanak Jha. Now he gets the serve back at 7-7 in game 6. Trailing by a game. Nikhil Kumar up 3-2. The crowd packed in here on table 1 at the Las Vegas Convention Center. And Kumar bounces back again to retake the lead at 8-7.
It's got to be a lot of pressure on both players. A little bit of a clip of the net there from Kanak Jha. Made a good play, went for the high toss. And it's
Back at even.
8-8. I'm nervous for both of them.
Great backhand flip that time by Jha. And Kumar had difficulty with it, and Kanak Jha has now taken a 9-8 lead.
That's probably the most assertive serve return we've seen from Kanak Jha. He's been stepping around and playing the backhand flip a little bit softer. And Kanak Jha stepping it up. Really applying
Pro-style
pressure.
play right there.
Absolutely. And it's 10-8 now. Another game point and a chance for Kanak Jha to take this to the 7th.
Very confident on those punches by Jha. Now he's got double game point to try to even things at 3 games apiece.
Opts for the short play.
And he ends up doing it. So here we go. Game 7. It's the first time, Matt, that we've had on table 1 of Game 7 today for this North American Continental Youth Olympic Games qualification tournament. And no better players to get a Game 7 with than Kanak Jha and Nikhil Kumar, who has really represented himself exceptionally well, regardless of the outcome here. I know he wants to win this match, so does Jha, but for Nikhil Kumar, after getting swept in the U.S. Nationals this summer by Jha, to come up and show that his game is maturing to the level where he can stand toe-to-toe with a guy like Jha is tremendous development.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, especially given that Kanak Jha has left this environment and gone to a more international training environment. Germany is a incredibly strong nation for developing table tennis players from the West, particularly from other areas around Europe. I mean, not even, I mean, how many weeks ago was it? A few weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had the Yola North American Team Championships. We saw the strength of the German Bundesliga teams, and it is one of the strongest leagues in the world, and Kanak would have gotten so much experience even in the short time that he's been there. So for Nikhil Kumar to walk away from a 4-0 loss at Nationals 6 months ago and to push him this close now, I think very impressive performance.
Great shot by Jha to start things off. Just caught the upper right corner of the table on the counter. Just a beautiful shot after Kumar had hit an excellent drive to the end of the table.
Opts for the short ball. Kanak Jha starting to play with a lot more intelligence. This is the kind of table tennis that we would expect to see from him, and we have seen from him under pressure before. Goes for the softball. Pretty disappointing for Nikhil there. Good opportunity to close out a point and get on the board. Now a 3-0 lead for Kanak Jha. Big turnaround here.
Another great shot by Jha. Punch backhand down towards the right side of the table. That's the forehand side for the left-handed Nikhil Kumar.
Which is a difficult angle, that wide forehand for a left-hander. And Kanak did really well to take the ball earlier, so he's picking up more acceleration off the ball. All right, Nikhil Kumar on the board.
Good counter that time by Nikhil. He's played with tremendous confidence throughout this entire match. He hasn't backed down at all. Oh, good attempt on the dig by Kumar, but just couldn't get it up and over into the net. Now finds himself trailing by 4 in what will be a decisive Game 7 here of the men's semifinals. North American Continental Youth Olympic Games qualification tournament, playing for a spot in the Youth Olympic Games in Buenos Aires.
And the change of ends, of course. We've talked about it in a lot of matches, not just during this tournament, but while we've been commentating together and other events as well. Anything can happen at any point during the game, and this change of ends in the middle of the deciding game can often be like the start of a new game. So it's a good chance for Nikhil Kumar to hit the refresh button and come back out as if he's starting from 0-0 again.
Picks up a point there. Now it's 6-3. Jha leading here in Game 7 in front of a big packed crowd. Table 1 of the Las Vegas Convention Center, Las Vegas, Nevada. That's long, and you can see the reaction of the coach, Stefan Feth, after that play. He's trying to keep his emotions under check, I'm sure, but that one definitely got the fist pump from him in Jha's corner, up 7-3 now. And Kumar misses on the big forehand, trying to go down the backhand side. Jha just missed the table.
You definitely see that. Again, Nikhil Kumar's struggling to find that pumped up confidence that he had.
Oh, great punch backhand that time by Jha. Difficult ball for Kumar to handle. Couldn't do it off the edge of the paddle. And now it's 9-3 Jha. That's what you've been talking about, Matt. He really took the initiative on that backhand.
See Stefan Feth there leaning forward in his chair. And a great backhand there from Kanak Jha. 10-3 now, 7 match points. Not that long ago, he was trailing 3-1.
This is on the backhand, 10-4 now. And the serve to young Nikhil Kumar. Games are 3 apiece. And that does it as Kanak Jha comes out of seemingly nowhere in this match, finds his game, wins in 7, the final in 11-4, and the reigning national champion shows why he's the champion, as he was able to find a way out of a deep hole and found his game. I thought your point, Matt, about taking the initiative, not being passive. But if you are passive, playing the smart spots, absolutely crucial for Jha.
Yeah, I mean, usually Nikhil is the player that's a little more passive. Usually he's the one who's blocking or stepping back a little bit from the table on his forehand side. But when he plays against someone who's also playing passively, then he gets a chance to play stronger. And I felt that Kanak played so soft in the beginning that Nikhil actually became the dominant player in the rallies, and that's really not an area where you want to be in. And so it was very, very important for Kanak to go back to the drawing board and really try not to be too in control, and he was kind of trying to be passively in control, and he needed to put in some more effort into his strokes. He needed to look for opportunities to attack. And even when he was playing passively, just to add a little bit more to the ball. And I think he did that really well at the end, especially on his backhand side. Just to add a little bit more to each ball, take a tiny fraction more time away from Nikhil Kumar, especially when he was changing the direction of the ball. So we saw on a lot of occasions he was able to quickly change the ball out wide to Nikhil's forehand. That's a really critical strategy for someone playing a left-hander, is to be able to switch them from the corner where they're a little more comfortable out to the wide forehand. And in the beginning, Kanak was doing that, but a little bit too slow. And Nikhil was out there already, and he was, in a position to counter-attack. And huge turnaround. He was really in a hole there for a while, but came back out and did really well. And I think it's going to be very beneficial for Kanak Jha going into the final to have that pressure have been put on him already in the semifinal, and to have pulled through this match. I think that's going to be an asset to him going into the final. So a great match from both players, but very, very well done from Kanak Jha, and no doubt he'll be very relieved to have got past that test.
He battles back from a 3-1 deficit to take it in 7 games, 11-4 the 7th game. Nikhil Kumar certainly ought to be proud of his effort. Somebody certainly has grown as a player since we last saw him against Kanak Jha. We're going to take a little bit of a break here. Next up, I believe we've got the women's finals.
Very, very soon. Just a few minutes away, the final between Crystal Wong and Amy Wong. So don't go away. We will be right back with more table tennis action from Las Vegas.